I always took it for granted that tomorrow would be there, but in reality, there is no guarantee of tomorrow for me. In fact, the only certainty for me is this very moment, and I have spent many days forgetting that. Although I haven't lived for a very long time, one thing I increasingly realize is that each day goes by faster and faster. The Bible also compares life to mist, James 4:14, and fleeting, Psalm 90:10. I feel like I have neglected these precious, swiftly passing days. For a long time, I lived each day with a future-oriented mindset. I almost always looked forward to the future rather than enjoying the present. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but at some point, I forgot how to appreciate and enjoy the present moment. I was always waiting for a better future to come and for today's difficulties to pass quickly. As a result, I had to give up many things. Instead of meeting friends, I was more focused on the tasks I had to do, and I traded my favorite sports and hobbies for the tasks that lay before me. Rather than gratefully enjoying the present, I endured it. Of course, there are times when this is necessary, but I seem to have only known this way for far too long. My 20s left me with many regrets, and although my circumstances may have played a part, I often thought of the present as a burden rather than a gift, wishing for the day to pass as quickly as possible. In one of my favorite books by author Kim Soo-young, there is a passage. What's the point of pursuing future success if you're not happy today? How can you live happily every day? I first came across this quote in 2010, and it has occasionally popped up in my mind ever since. Have I been living a happy life each day? For most of the time, my answer was no. How can we live each day with joy and happiness? It's a question I've been wrestling with for a long time and will continue to ask in the future. Although it's impossible to be happy 24 hours a day, I believe that one can accept the numerous events and emotions that occur within a day with joy. That's why I think the Apostle Paul was able to say, "Rejoice always," 1 Thessalonians 5:16. So how can we accept each day with joy? The Apostle Paul continues with, "Give thanks in all circumstances," 1 Thessalonians 5:18. I've heard countless times that we should be grateful every day and for what we've been given, but it's not easy to put it into practice in our lives. Why is that? I think it's because I lack contentment and satisfaction. I cannot accept my given circumstances and environment as they are and constantly compare myself to others. As a result, what I have seems small and insignificant compared to what others have. So I end up searching for something better than what I already possess, and gratitude disappears. Why do I keep seeking better things without being content or satisfied? I think it's because I have an underlying belief that I am special. In today's world, young people often grow up hearing the phrase, "You are special." So much so that it would be strange for someone of the 21st century not to have heard this phrase. But what does it mean to be special? The term special is primarily used when something is different from others. Unique, on the other hand, refers to something that is rare and not common. In many cases, the terms special and unique can be used interchangeably. So, what makes a person special? Is it because, among the 7 billion people on Earth, there is no one exactly like us? Or is it merely because we are different from others? There are countless identical objects in the world. Thousands of copies of the same book are printed at once, and identical clothes, shoes, cars, and other seemingly unremarkable items are produced. However, among these, some objects become special. It could be a book, a doll, or even a place. How do these things become special? It is because they are given meaning. Ordinary objects take on meaning through certain events or experiences, and they become special to someone. So, why am I special? Honestly, there is nothing extraordinary about me. I may have different tendencies from others, but they are not significantly different. To a passerby, I am nothing more than a stranger, just as they are to me. I become special when someone assigns meaning to me. But what is this meaning? Throughout our lives, we receive many meanings. Fundamentally, we exist as someone's child, friend, lover, spouse, parent, and in various other roles. Eventually, everyone will leave our side, but there is one being who eternally bestows meaning upon us. That is why we can always be special. Relationships without any mutual meaning are called strangers, and they hold no special significance or meaning. The reason I am special is not that I am inherently special but because there are people who give me special meaning. When I understand this, I can be content and grateful. How, then, should I live this special life? I can glean a few hints from Solomon, who had similar concerns. First, remember the one who gives me special meaning. Eternal meaning comes from only that one person. Realize the meaning they bring and live according to it. Remember your Creator in the days of your youth. Fear God and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Ecclesiastes 12:1, 13. Second, do my best in the tasks given to me. Whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. Ecclesiastes 9:10. Third, entrust the results of everything to God, and live each day with satisfaction and gratitude for what has been given to me. There is nothing better for a person than to eat and drink and find satisfaction in their toil. I also saw that this is from the hand of God. Ecclesiastes 2:24. I know that there is nothing better for people than to be happy and to do good while they live. That each of them may eat and drink, and find satisfaction in all their toil, this is the gift of God. Ecclesiastes 3:11-13. So I saw that there is nothing better for a person than to enjoy their work because that is their lot. Ecclesiastes 5:18. Enjoy life with your wife, whom you love, all the days of this meaningless life that God has given you under the sun, all your meaningless days. For this is your lot in life and in your toilsome labor under the sun. Ecclesiastes 9:9. So, I strive to gratefully and wisely use each day, ensuring that the meanings given to me are not in vain. I have been told recently that I seem happier than before, and perhaps this realization is the reason. While I cannot change my circumstances, I can change my attitude towards each day. Instead of only looking towards the future, I want to see the future through the present. I recall a saying that resonated with me: if today's me is the same as yesterday's me, I cannot expect a different tomorrow. I have realized that I cannot vaguely hope for a happy future if I am not happy today. Instead, I choose to find ways to make today happy. My life is still full of mistakes, but each day is precious and life is too short not to make the most of it. Young man, be joyful in your youth, and let your heart be happy in your young days. Do what your heart desires and go after what your eyes see. But know that God will judge you for all these things. So put sorrow out of your heart and remove evil from your body. Ecclesiastes 11:9-10.